Okay, so hello and welcome. And this is an initiative of VUTV from Vijaybhoomi University. But more importantly, it is about the gentleman who has joined us for the conversation today, Mr. Aakash Mishra. I am a faculty with Vijaybhoomi University, but I have a fundamental belief that nobody can introduce another person better than the person himself. So I would probably urge Akash to just share a brief introduction about himself. And what we are going to discuss today is a very exciting topic, which is marketing in the age of short attention spans. And I was telling Akash that for me, listening to industry specialists like him always is a very, very exciting opportunity. So, Akash, over to you for a brief introduction, and then we can probably start our conversation.
Thank you so much. I mean, you've been kind to call me. Uh, I am Aakash Mishra. Right now, at this point of my career, I'm heading the marketing roles for a fashion and lifestyle company called Donear Group. Prior to this, I have spent close to 16 years with the Times of India Group, and I used to head their magazine brands, which included the ones you might know of Filmfare, Femina, and Grazia, and Hello, and some 10 or 11 of them. Done a lot of IPs over there, done a lot of marketing. So I understand speed when it comes to newspapers and media. And now I'm in a legacy organization. Like a Donny Group is a 45-year-old company. We have about 16 brands. The oldest brand that I have right now is OCM, which is 101-year old.
Amazing.
Then we have Grasim, which was bought over from Aditya Birla and renamed to Grado. That is about 79 years old. There is Mayur Suitings, there is Graviera, and then there is Doria Suitings. We have about six Italian brands with us, which are the new ones that have joined the fort. And we have a couple of retail chains. So all in all, when it comes to fashion and lifestyle, we've been there. And for an organization that has been doing the traditional way of marketing, it was exciting to move from a Times of India to a Donia Group and figure out how and what can be done to make a change in a place like this. That's about it.
No, it's amazing, Akash, and you've so graciously and politely talked about brands which are, say, a century old. And these are the brands probably for one generation which I belong to were a household name at one point of time.
Yes.
And suddenly you see brands which probably are just available online or, getting into a scheme of saying, I'm an international brand, but I've got a franchise in India for that matter. So I'm sure this industry which you are in right now is equally exciting. And as you rightly mentioned, that Dornier has been running like a family-owned enterprise.
Yep.
Maybe the digital interventions there, with your help, will add a lot of value to the way the brand looks at its future. And you were also very modest to say brands like Filmfare. I mean, those are the brands which are so aspirational for people. The whole world would know what Filmfare stands for. So thank you very much for putting that across for our audiences in terms of your brief introduction. Let me just start this conversation by talking about this three-word scenario, which is short form content.
Hmm.
It probably is something which people now subconsciously do on a day-to-day basis, even if they are not marketeers. But
Hmm.
the first time I heard about short form content was for a platform called TikTok.
Hmm.
At this point of time, I think is not presently available in India.
Yeah.
From there, what I have seen is that whether it is making stories or reels or threads, the short form content is in text form also, infographic form also, video form also. But looking at two stakeholders, one is the customer slash consumer, and second is the brand.
Hmm.
What do you think is happening in the consumer's mindset? Is this like a pressure which the consumer goes through to say that I must respond real time to short form content and short form advertising?
Hmm.
On the other side, how do you ensure that with such dynamic short form content to be created, the
Hmm.
brand teams and marketing teams are able to still deliver up to your expectations on brand consistency? So, one stakeholder is me, I mean, a generation as a consumer. And
Mm.
the other is the marketing people who have to continue to meet that attention span of the consumer.
See, honestly, I think the speed did come from the marketers. I mean, it's not the marketers who woke up one day and saying, now we have to start campaigning with speed. Let's work harder. I think marketers are one of the laziest professions that I have seen. I think it came from the consumers that became brutally impatient. And उनको impatient बनाया भी हम ही ने है. पहले we had campaign cycles, no? कि we'll do this campaign now, we'll do that campaign now. Now the consumers have attention cycles. 3 से 5 सेकंड उससे ज्यादा नहीं है. And then the real pressure was started when the WhatsApp tick started. Then when you had 10 minutes delivery happening, and then when you had Instagram that actually trained us that keep swiping. सोचो बाद में पहले स्वाइप करो. And then what the marketers now are doing are we are just following human behavior. And that's the best part. I think the brands think that they are under pressure, but consumers don't think about the brands at all.
Hmm.
I mean, they are just scrolling.
Hmm.
I think that's a big myth that, that speed will kill a brand's consistency.
Okay.
Today, I think it's actually the opposite of it. Speed doesn't dilute the brands. Brands that don't know who they are getting diluted. If suddenly one trend is starting, everybody's jumping on it. But if your brand doesn't even stand for something that is going on,
Hmm.
then that is harakiri. That's where you start committing suicide when it comes to brand. Like example, when Netflix, when you
Okay.
see Netflix today internationally,
Hmm.
if they have a show,
Hmm.
they have 20 thumbnails for the same show. 20.
Yes.
So one rom-com audience will see a rom-com's thumbnail, a thriller audience might see a gun, and same content. There is no dilution. But it's identifying that Rishi will like this, or an Aakash will like this, or a somebody else will like this. And that's how same content, no dilution, and intelligent speed is what like a Netflix does. Look, India में देख लो, Zomato देख लो. What is Zomato doing? I mean, it hasn't changed its tonality in 6, 7, 8 years that I know of.
Hmm.
The jokes are changing,
Hmm.
speed is changing,
Hmm.
but they are true to this. I mean, if you see a message from Zomato, you will know it's Zomato.
Hmm.
So people know कि ये इस brand से आया है.
Hmm.
Brand is not trying to figure out कि मैं Instagram पे हूँ या if I'm on YouTube, this is how it is. So it's the same content when there is no dilution and there is just good speed. You don't keep asking, "Arey, is this Zomato or is
Hmm.
this Swiggy?"
Hmm.
We already know. And with the Times of India background, all I know is if you wait to be perfect, maybe you're late. You can keep correcting later.
Hmm.
At this point, when impatience is so high, it's always like, how can you do something? But it has to be like if there is a trend going on and Donear as a textile company or a fashion lifestyle has no connect to it, and I'll also jump on the bandwagon, then for me it's stupid just because
Okay.
I want to be seen. So I'm
Hmm.
saying that, we have to understand as Donear that what is our belief system first, what
Hmm.
we stand for, what we won't say, what will we say, and then
Hmm.
figure out. I mean, speed needs a spine.
Hmm. Yes.
Without that, it's just noise. So I don't think so. There is enough pressure if you understand your brand clearly and if you're understanding the patterns of the audiences, then I don't see this as a problem. I think it's a fun challenge to have.
So I really liked your connotation of speed needing a spine. Uh, I had heard from one of the early industry specialists in my career who said that between speed and precision, always choose speed because precision is for life. You will
Yeah.
keep on reinventing and improving
Yes.
till the time you're alive. You will never
Yeah.
say that I've got the utopian world in front of me. But if you don't choose speed,
Yeah.
somebody else will and probably
Exactly.
take it.
Exactly.
So this is also something which triggers a thought in my mind that who's changing the consumer behavior, Akash? So you were very right to say we are catching up because the consumer comes up with something new every day. But from which world are they getting their triggers? It's something it's extraordinarily difficult to analyze probably digitally.
Yeah, I mean, today everybody is figuring out. As a marketer, I am every day figuring out what is going on. You and
Hmm.
I are consumers.
Hmm.
We have not realized when did our habits change from picking up a newspaper in the morning to figuring out getting up and just maybe going to the phone and just going through quick news and scrolling constant news interesting here.
Hmm.
Or maybe going to a YouTube and watching some shorts just for fun. So
Correct.
this has happened because the technology has kept evolving. When
Hmm.
I started working, my understanding of marketing was ATL, BTL.
Hmm.
Somebody says there is TTL. I'm like, what is
To the
TTL?
line.
I'm like understanding what is TTL, and then TTL समझते समझते कुछ और आ गया. And so,
Hmm.
and so I think the human behavior is such that we keep evolving. I mean, that's the best part of it, right? And
Hmm.
this evolution, when somebody comes like a Facebook started and Instagram started and YouTube started, initially everybody was skeptical. When GPay was started, when
Hmm.
your Paytm was started, everybody was skeptical कि कौन भाई
Hmm.
पैसे बैंक अकाउंट कौन लिंक करेगा फोन से.
Hmm. Hmm.
You and I are doing it without even thinking. So
Agreed.
I think what I think is, the kind of data that like I also go through now and track and try to understand what is making me feel smart today from a
Hmm.
consumer's perspective.
Hmm.
I think the entire behavior is shifted very, very subtly. It's not happened overnight. And things with evolution, your Blackberries went out, your smartphones came in. Your smartphones are here. Somebody is making an open phone,
Hmm.
somebody is making a thin phone.
Hmm.
Like, everybody is trying to just see that how do I make people's life easier? But
Hmm.
in that, what has happened is because things became so easy, things became so in reach, that what is the next step?
Hmm.
And earlier, we used to spend 3 hours watching a movie. If you see
Hmm.
the Bollywood movies also started coming down in duration from a 3 hour to a 2 hour, 1 hour 45 minutes.
Hmm.
The attention span, the kind of things that are happening around us, you have 24 hours. So
Hmm.
say if you sleep for 8, you have about 16, 17 hours left. In that, you want to maximize everything. You're working, there's
Hmm.
pressure, things have changed. It's no more your science, commerce, and arts that is happening. There are zillions of courses today. People don't even want to figure out whether they want to study. They just want to pursue their dreams. The kind of
Hmm.
shift in mindset that is happening is what is triggering this entire thing.
Hmm.
Behavior is changing to not watching, it's scrolling behavior.
Hmm.
It's no more views. Like maybe 3 years ago, you'll be like, "Arey, we've got so many impressions, no, so many views to our video and on YouTube." No, now it's not views, impressions. It is like when you're scrolling and if you like something, are you stopping on it? Where is your thumb hesitating?
Hmm.
So that is shifting. 5 years ago, we were enjoying celebrity
Hmm.
reach. Or our post has got 10 million, 12 million
Hmm.
views. Today, I care more about where people actually stopped and skipped my video.
Hmm.
If I've put something interesting. Today, I want to see the comments that are coming in. The sentiment reports you immediately. You don't care about positive, negative anymore. You just
Hmm.
care about the language. Are they
Hmm.
abusing you? Are they talking to you in emoticons? Are they writing about you? Are they spending time to write two sentences about you?
Hmm.
Then after that, today everything is engagement. Yeah, sarcasm is engagement, emojis is engagement. But if it is silence, then then death. That's where you start worrying that if your brand is even getting noticed. So I can't put a finger to where this transition happened,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
it just kept happening. And
And
it's
it's
continuously
multiplying.
evolving.
It's multiplying.
Yeah.
So before I move to the next section, I just needed a minute of your time or advice for
Hmm.
students in a classroom. Since I represent a university, I would like to pick that anecdote in from this particular point of speed over dilution.
Hmm.
That what would you be expecting students to learn in today's
Hmm.
age? So
Hmm.
they at least are ready to meet expectations of a leader like you when it just comes to the economy of a short attention span marketing and speed versus dilution.
Hmm. What I would want them to learn, I mean, there are a lot of, right now I'm taking a lot of interviews to get a lot of people in my team to set up a new org chart for this organization and get very new kind of. What I like to see is the thought process. How are they thinking?
Okay.
I really do not care when it comes to which uh, apps are they using well? What are they talking about Instagram? Are they talking about Facebook or YouTube or this and that? I want to know what are they thinking. So if they
Hmm.
come to me and they're talking about my brand, have they understood where my brand is? Who is talking to my brand? Is anybody even talking to my brand?
Hmm.
If not, how do I make it relevant? Then I figure out what tools can be taken.
Okay.
So for me, I very important is the attitude, the behavior, and the understanding. What happens is people come from their side. Like suppose I am going to meet you, Rishi. I will say, मैं ये हूँ, I know this, I know that. I am not even asking. I have not even asked you, what is it that? Why have you called me? What is it that you are looking for?
Hmm.
So when I have somebody who has a very open mind and who asks why is that person there, that is an interesting person. Tools they can learn.
Hmm.
If they are bad at it, it'll take me a month to train them. That's about it. So
Okay.
very important in classrooms also is do not waste too much time trying to learn tools. A lot of things can be learned automated today. Think like uh, human mind and the thinking capacity that
Okay.
can never be replaced. So for me, that attitude and thinking is very important.
Wonderful. Yeah, so what I also hear from you is that uh, the learning has to become completely interdisciplinary,
Yeah.
where science and psychology have to meet somewhere. So it is
Ab-
not just about the science of the tool, it is about the psychology of the human. And
Yeah.
being liberal and interdisciplinary in that sense in the classroom will probably meet your expectations more than
Yeah.
being a specialist. Very well said and wonderfully said. So I hope the students are also taking note of it. So let's look at the second part of the marketing conversation, Akash.
Hmm.
Your experience 10 years ago versus today.
Hmm.
What has changed in the kind of data points that you see in decision making in marketing now? So when you look at short attention spans, you also would say there's too much noise in the system.
Hmm.
I have to bring messaging out of the noise.
Hmm.
I also read about a term which I never knew earlier called social listening, where you
Yeah.
actually start picking. So, say you working for a brand 10 years ago, marketing strategies versus today, what is the difference in the kind of data points that you look at now versus earlier?
Yeah, I just briefly touched upon that topic. The difference is completely. As I said earlier, we used to take, like for TV, we used to look for TRPs and GRPs and क्या लेकिन पता नहीं ना कौन देख रहा है कैसा है. आज it's easier for you to understand. First is very important, like I said, it's a scroll behavior. It's not views, it's about impressions. Uh, where do they have thumb resistance, where they are stopping? Um, Again, comments, at least somebody engaging with you. Now, these are the kind of data points that you have it and it's free. I don't want to spend time and figuring out and going and reaching out to 100 people with a research that will take me 3 months. If I spend 1 hour looking at my 1 week of social media, I'll know everything. Whether people are caring about you, whether you have any relevance. It's like for an industry like ours, like you don't get up in the morning and like, aaj to suit kharidna hai. You don't get up, right? That is not. So how do I make myself relevant? I've seen a lot of brands only pushing products. As a consumer, you and I are bored of it. I don't want to see that. What today people are looking at is what do you stand for? Like me personally, I'm a sneakerhead. I like to collect a lot of sneakers. But I might buy a Nike. I might buy a Nike for maybe the looks of it. I
Hmm.
might buy a Reebok, a particular edition because they make amazingly beautiful shoes.
Hmm.
But so they are selling me a story. They are selling
Hmm.
me, if I wear your brand, this is what I stand for, and this that's why I'm going to take your brand with me. So uh, brands need to understand कि वो what are they pushing? Like when you have a 3 second scroll or a 5 second scroll, I cannot be talking about look this suit is very shiny no, I mean I would rather put up a story about how my first suit was my father's suit
Correct.
and that kind of a storytelling for a brand like Donear, which is a very massy brand. If I'm talking about my Italian brand called Ferrara, I
Hmm.
know that it's been worn by the best names out there. People are buying it and they're wearing it. So what is their story? So what does Ferrara stand for?
Hmm.
So if I have started putting something, some perspective to a brand, will start buying from you that ways. So
Hmm.
that is a very important data point for me is what story am I telling? And
Hmm.
is that story making anything relevant to you? And as I said, sarcasm is engagement, emojis is engagement,
Hmm.
silence is death. So the
Hmm.
comments are the most honest brand research you can have and free.
Hmm.
Then save and share ratios. If people are saving or are they sharing? If they share, that means you're trying to say, I'm sharing this because I resonate with this. And
Hmm.
that's why you're sharing it with your set of people. Like,
Hmm.
likes are lazy today. I mean,
Hmm.
anybody can like. Well, on my Instagram, I have some 200,000 followers. I get
Right.
one like I don't even know them. So,
Hmm.
but if people are engaging with me and they're putting comments and they're writing, then at least I know कि कोई तो देख रहा है मुझे नहीं पता ना
Hmm.
कहाँ से आ रहे हैं.
Hmm.
And then shares is always like an identity. Dr. Rishi will share something only if he identifies with it because
Hmm.
he knows that he has a certain way and stature amongst his peer groups, amongst his friends and family. So he will not share nonsense.
Hmm.
For Dr. Rishi is sharing it, that means I have got him as an audience for my brand.
Hmm.
So someone shares it represents you. Like
Hmm.
Duolingo brand, if I'm not wrong, yeah. They track replays more than their likes.
Hmm. Okay.
I've seen people sharing more stories than the likes. If I like something, I'll immediately share. I will not go back to your post to like you again.
Correct.
If I watch your content twice, that means I've made you curious. So that
Hmm.
means I'm not annoying you. That means my
Hmm.
content is good. स्विगी में I remember Instamart का था. What was it? So there was this research where it said Swiggy researched and found out that the people are ordering ice creams not when it is hot, but when they feel it's going to be hot.
Hmm.
So Swiggy started pushing you nice messages before summer started.
Hmm.
Then occasion wise, they don't start pushing on the day of Diwali or one day before. They'll start pushing push messages 1 month before to just get you into this feeling of festival. So brands that have understood it uh, are doing well.
Wonderful.
जैसे हम 4-5 साल पहले बोलते थे, how many people have seen it has changed to who stayed,
Hmm.
who's
Okay.
reacted,
Hmm.
and who's coming back.
Hmm.
And again, यही रूल है. मैं इसी रूल पे इंस्टाग्राम चल रहा है, इसी पे यूट्यूब चल रहा है, इसी पे फेसबुक चल रहा है, इस पे सब कुछ चल रहा है. So that's the data point that I look for right now.
No, that's amazing. Yeah. In fact, I had a first-hand experience of a social interaction changing decision making because a couple of people known to me had posted online that
Hmm.
they are trying to buy a car,
Hmm.
a high involvement product, and what all features should they look for. It was just a random post. They normally people will go, what is the mileage, what is the cost, boot space, turn ratio, blah.
कुछ नहीं.
Somebody wrote to them in reply that what is the NCAP rating?
Hmm.
And it was the first time that this gentleman and even me got to know that there is something called as an NCAP, which is the safety rating of the car.
Yes. Yes.
And after researching, this gentleman went back on social media and said that, oh my God, I was about to buy a car which is very unsafe. So he
Yeah.
left the brand completely and he was
Yes.
running this brand for 3 generations in the family. And
Yes.
the other gentleman had another twist. He said, okay, now you've got your NCAP sorted.
Hmm.
What is the cabin noise? And then this guy actually dropped another brand because he said,
हाँ.
yes, as compared to the two brands I checked, both had same
हाँ.
cap, but
हाँ.
had more cabin noise than the other.
So
So,
these evolved people.
oh, amazing. When I'm also, lecturing students, sometimes these
हाँ.
examples are so refreshing because
हाँ.
in one generation, we just never thought about an N cap or thought about cabin noise. where a young generation is telling you to say, hey, where's your security index other
Yeah.
than the ratio? It is
So
amazing, Akash.
just imagine now if I'm a brand, for example, if I'm a car brand and
Hmm.
I'm showing you very nice flowery
Hmm.
images and valley and this, that, and
Hmm.
I know my car rating is not even one,
Correct.
that would have worked or that was working for a long time. Now it
Correct.
doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, if you're going to buy, I don't know if I should take brand names, but if you're
Hmm.
going to buy an XYZ sedan because
Hmm.
it gives you comfort, the other one will say, forget that. The maximum crashes have happened in this sedan.
Correct.
You immediately change your decision. And that's exactly how things are.
And it's amazing that social listening was an eye-opener for me as well. So, in the interest of time and also to ensure that we leave your good messages and learnings with the students, this is the final question I needed your advice on is that traditionally, when you get into learning marketing, you hear about advertising and you hear about PR and personal selling.
Hmm.
Then one generation comes and tells you, no, AI is going to be the only marketeer.
Hmm.
So, what is the future of marketing per se in terms of somebody looking at, say, we discussed about ATL, BTL, TTL, and PR,
Ha.
and AI being and automation being the only godfather or godparent to marketing?
Ha.
What beholds the future of marketing for the young learners to know from you?
Very, very interesting, very fun question. I think, like we were discussing before it started, ATL, BTL, PR. मेरे हिसाब से they're already dead
Okay.
in silos.
Hmm.
In silos, they're already dead.
Okay.
But like a one reel can be an ATL today.
Hmm.
Okay, like one tweet can be your PR today.
Correct.
Like you see, the US president is going bonkers.
Hmm. Hmm.
He's going and engaging with people in good, bad, ugly ways on Twitter.
Hmm.
Suddenly he says, I want Greenland.
Hmm.
Greenland is like, अरे मेरे से तो पूछ ले
Hmm.
whether I'm giving it to you or not. So
Hmm.
that is PR, and one creator can become your BTL today.
Hmm.
So I'm saying that the medium matters less today than
Hmm.
the moment.
Hmm. Oh, wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wonderful way to put it.
that's how it is. Like, again, I'll go back to Zomato because I like the way they are doing. They're very young. I'm assuming a young team, crazy people. They keep experimenting and pushing stuff. Like a single Zomato push has more cultural impact than some full page ads today.
Correct.
That takes them hardly some money, and a full page ad in the Times of India I've spent there
Hmm.
is in crores for
Hmm.
editions.
Hmm.
So when you talk about AI is amazing. It will help you distribute it faster.
Okay.
It will not tell you what deserves attention.
Hmm.
That is one thing. I mean, I feel the future that I am also learning every day is that it belongs to brands that have a point of view,
Hmm.
that move fast, and that don't sound like brands.
Hmm.
Like a Red Bull is a brand, not a single. You go to the Red Bull page, you will not see a single can on there.
Hmm.
All you see is adventure sports and adrenaline, and they have
Hmm.
created their place. Today, if I'm trying to emulate them, maybe I will succeed. I mean, flattery is good. A lot of new brands in India have happened because they've emulated from there.
Hmm.
But if I start keeping a Red Bull can and saying, Red Bull is giving you wings, I'll be like, okay,
Hmm.
scroll. I don't give, I don't care about it. So again, as I said, the brands with POVs will stay. And finally, I feel that in a very scroll first world that we are in, attention is not bought. It is
Hmm.
earned.
It's earned now.
I have to earn Dr. Rishi's attention.
Hmm.
Otherwise, he doesn't care. He
Hmm.
spent a lot of time with a lot of people. And can I earn his attention for 5 seconds? Everything is an elevator pitch today.
Hmm.
And the brands that earn it, the brands that don't shout louder, they are the brands that belong so much better.
It's wonderful.
डंजो देख लो आप,
Ah.
नायका देख लो,
Hmm.
टाटा देख लो, टाटा क्लिक लग्जरी.
Hmm.
दे डू लाइक मिनिमल पोस्ट्स,
Hmm.
क्लीन विजुअल्स, ट्रेंड चेंज नहीं करते हैं. So they are true. I mean, I will not expect a Red Bull kind of a post from them.
Hmm.
Nika is always trying to educate you first.
Hmm.
about products and brands. So they care about trust before a transaction.
Hmm.
फिर और कौन से हैं? बहुत सारे नए ब्रांड्स आ गए यार, वेकफिट आपका आ गया है। वो दे आर publicly admitting to mistakes also in their product. So again, people like, okay, if they can do it, they have turned the customer complaint into storytelling.
Hmm.
So these are the brands that are going to stand out. Royal Enfield, I mean, सबसे slow है वो, Donear जैसा
Hmm.
है वो,
Hmm.
doesn't react fast,
Hmm.
but it reacts right. So again, as I said, speed is useless if it breaks the soul of your brand. Yeah. And again, people do not buy products; they are only buying stories and possibilities. India देख लो, international देख लो. Liquid Death, have you heard of Liquid Death?
No, it's a new
It's
term
an
to me.
international brand. पानी बेचता है वो,
Okay.
कैन में डाल के.
And it's called Liquid Death as a brand,
It's
huh?
1.3 billion valuation. He said water is being sold in bottles and it's boring. Let me make water interesting in these concerts and all that. So in beer can kind of thing, creates a brand called Liquid Death. The packaging, the tonality, no functional selling. पानी है भाई, पानी पानी है. And he created Liquid Death into a billion-dollar brand. बोरिंग कैटेगरीज नहीं एग्जिस्ट करती है यार, ब्रांड स्टोरी
Unbelievable.
टेलिंग. नोशन इज अनदर ब्रांड,
Yes.
IKEA इज अनदर ब्रांड, लेगो हो गया आपका, जिम शार्क देख लो, इट्स अ न्यू
Hmm.
ब्रांड. इट फर्स्ट बिल्ड कल्चर,
Hmm.
then it spoke about its products, and today
Hmm.
it's a billion-dollar brand.
Hmm.
So that is what it is. And sub Baki, forget everything else. You need to be very, very clear. Like a brand like a Donear is a legacy brand. So legacy will give me trust.
Hmm.
OCM is 100 years old. The heritage will give me credibility. The history will give me a permission to speak.
Hmm.
But if I'm not able to do it in the formats, the modern formats, the language and entry points, तो फिर तो मेरा ब्रांड उधर है, मैं क्या करूंगा लेगेसी को लेके? मतलब I can't create anything out of it. And today, if I ask the today's generation, how important is legacy for you? They'll be, I don't care. Facebook is 15 years old. The new brand that is Liquid Death is 2, 3 years old. The shoes, the running shoes that are doing really well, OC, the One Clouds,
Hmm.
no advertising, no nothing. They are doing brilliant. So today, everybody wants to find things and look for brands that stand for something. And last thing that I will say is, in this complete scroll first world, attention आप खरीद नहीं सकते हो. You have to earn it. And the brands that do not shout louder, maybe they belong better. That's what it is. Startups आज वही कर रहे हैं. They're chasing attention. And giants like us are trying to protect trust. The real challenge is in doing both.
No, no, it's amazing thought, Akash, and in fact, it's a listening, learning to the audiences of students as well to say that one is the part on you say I've got five things where you rightly mentioned ATL, BTL, PR, publicity, likes of it, but then can I connect the credibility to aspiration, or would I
Yeah,
continue to say that I am credible because I'm old?
yeah,
But aspiration is to see water in a beer can probably,
yeah.
which I need to deliver value. But very, very thoughtful insights,
Oh,
Akash.
you should really check on Liquid Death. You
I
should
will.
check on Cloud. Amazing brands that have just come over the last 3, 4 years, and they're kicking ass with everybody.
In fact, I'll urge our VUTV and CCLE team to actually do these case studies by you on the campus on letting people know about Liquid Death and on cloud. So
But
I'm sure the team will
I
do.
love see, as a marketer there is two ways. या तो तुम बोलोगे यार तुम अभी कंपनी के CMO हो,
Hmm.
तुम्हें सीखने की जरूरत नहीं है, तुम्हारे पास लोग हैं काम करने के लिए.
Hmm.
Then you are just signing your own death warrant.
Hmm.
Just keep learning. The amount of if I scroll Instagram, if I go to this, the amount of things that I want to see of what brands are doing, where are they failing, where are they? It's the best university.
I
It's
understand.
out there for free. Spend time, find out what you like, and then go for it. I mean, आज लोग YouTube से गिटार सीख के बजा देते हैं यार.
Hmm. Correct.
So, so you have to find what interests you, and then just find that today there is no dearth of the tools that are available.
Hmm.
If you're not doing it, like I know that I have few things to do
Hmm.
and I am stalling them. That's
Hmm.
my stupidity,
Hmm.
in nobody else's. So you don't need to look for a mentor today. You don't need to, if you have consistency, khatam.
Hmm.
Nobody can, you will kill it and nobody will even understand ki kya ho gaya.
Yeah, that's nice. And probably the chances of success of the new generation are much higher based
Yeah.
upon what's happening in the ecosystem today. But I really hope to see you on campus. I will ask Param and the dream to be in touch with you. Being on campus in front of the students will also probably make them equally aspirational as you are aspiring to say, this is what I need in a student. I
Yeah, yeah.
think directly from you will also matter. But you giving us time on a weekend itself is, matter of privilege for us. And thank you
Being
for
very
that,
kind.
Akash.
Thank you. Thank you so
We
much.